Across the globe, people are trading in a life of safety and security for a life of faith and adventure. 9 young people from all over the world have come together to see if they have what it takes to become missionaries.
I don't know where we need to go.
Join us as we head to Nicaragua for Globe International's Missionary Bootcamp.
Bootcamp!
All over the world's Missionographer Training Academy. It's where missions and digital filmmaking meet, and where people just like you not only learn the art, but also the heart of missions video. Enroll in our intensive 4-day workshop and you will get expert instruction on how to create inspiring video, with hands-on shooting and editing. You may even be picked to help produce a future all over the world show. Workshops are enrolling now. To find out more, go to www.aotw.tv.
Living in a foreign country can be challenging, and Nicaragua is no exception. It is the largest nation in Central America, and is bordered by Honduras to the north and by Costa Rica to the south. It ranks among one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere, with 48% of the population living below the poverty level. Missionary Sandy Carter has been developing orphanages and feeding programs in Nicaragua for over 9 years. And for 2 weeks, 9 missionary recruits will live at her orphanage ranch in Los Cedros. Their goal is to get a taste of missionary life at one of Globe International's missionary boot camps.
I really believe in training missionaries and giving them every possible opportunity to succeed.
A few months ago, you made a decision. You got on an airplane, you left your family, friends, job, school, to come to Nicaragua and spend 2 weeks here in a third world country to learn and experience more about missionary service.
I decided to come to this boot camp because I wanted to get a taste of the missionary life. I've only been on short-term mission trips that lasted about 1 week, no longer than that. So this 2-week trip is really to get direction from God.
In a few minutes, I'm going to ask you to step onto this path. I'm asking you to make a decision today. When you do, you are deciding to make a commitment to God, to yourself, and to your fellow classmates that are standing in this line with you this morning.
The Lord has called me to be a servant, and I just want to be a help, to people who need my help.
I promise you that you will be stretched in the next 14 days. What you might be expecting and what might actually happen are probably vastly different. This boot camp experience is designed for one thing: to teach you how to live your life in complete devotion to Jesus Christ. Remember what He did and tell the world about Him.
I knew that God was going to work while we were here, and it was kind of really cool saying that we were going to have both physical, mental, and spiritual challenges while we were here.
If you're ready to take that step, and when you're ready to take that step, I want you to step on this path.
It's time to get up! I know you think you're in Disney World, but you ain't. This is reality.
When the students first saw Mitch, I think they were kind of caught off guard.
It's time to get up! It is time to get up, baby! Wake up, girls, wake up!
It was kind of like, is he a joke, or is he the real deal, or I just really couldn't believe that he really woke us up at 5:30 in the morning
This ain't nothing funny about this. Get up! No, not parade rest. Attend.
They realized that we really meant what we said when we said boot camp.
Our intent was that this boot camp would be both a spiritual challenge and a physical challenge.
My role for this boot camp is to help facilitate the physical activity. They have called me down there to help run the obstacle course portion and the physical activity in the morning.
Obstacle course was pretty crazy. I knew there was going to be an obstacle course. However, the extent of what it was going to be, I did not realize until I got here. And apparently, what I've heard, it's like it's done right, like the standards by the military or something. It's some kind of professional obstacle course.
Last time I touched an obstacle course was 20-something years ago in the military. I knew what it was like, but 20 years of inactivity.
Sometimes we want to cower down and think that our physical body isn't part of the temple of God, but it is. And we need to take care of our physical body as well as our spiritual body.
So when I got here, the first thing I was looking for was where is this obstacle course at, so I could see if I could do it, figure it out. I attempted some of the obstacles, I guess you could say, and let's just say, it didn't go over so well.
Come on, Rachel, push it!
I mean, I had to attempt some obstacles, like, as long as it would take somebody to complete the whole course. It took me that just to get over one of the obstacles, but I just kept going, just because I wouldn't let myself fail.
And when you go to the mission field, it's like an obstacle course, and you've got to just go full steam ahead. You can't quit. And then it's also to help encourage others that are going through this course, or going through the mission field.
When we come back, the team heads to a local village for an outreach challenge, and then to the Pacific Ocean for a different kind of training.
Like man surfing.
All Over the World is now looking for feature producers. If you have a talent in media production and would like to join the All Over the World production team, then visit us online and become a part of a national award-winning television series. Visit www.aotw.tv to register. Use your talents to help missionaries around the world.
Would you like to bring All Over the World to your church or ministry? You can by purchasing the All Over the World Worldview Small Group Experience. This 6-week small group curriculum features and includes 6 of our most popular programs. Watch the shows and document your own quest with your personal travel log. You and your group will experience what God is doing around the world and find out how you can join the adventure. For more information, visit www.aotw.tv.
Globe International, a missionary sending organization, has established a training center in Nicaragua, a boot camp designed to train a new generation to reach the lost.
If we're going to be used of God, and if we continue to be used of God, discipline by God is a plus, not a minus.
It's been excellent. I've really enjoyed the classes and learned a lot. It's made me look closer at who I am, who God created me to be, and where God wants me to go and what He wants me to do.
Well, the training classes were designed to challenge people in cross-cultural situations. So we sort of did it in 3 concentric circles. Knowing yourself, knowing God, and knowing your mission in life.
Remember, we're looking at people. Jesus saw these people, and remember we talked about how He understood them. He saw they were weary and harassed.
I've never really had the chance to sit down and and listen to experienced missionaries speak. So since this is what I want to do with my life, I love hearing about what they've been through and the wisdom that they've gained that they can pass on to us.
We've been talking about vision and calling today.
Whenever Glenn was saying, how, if we don't have our own vision, that we'll never succeed, we won't be able to have that passion to succeed, that really convicted me. And so I was like, okay, I need to figure out what my vision is and what I really want to do here.
The goal of this week, these 2 weeks, have been that you'll be different people than when we started.
I think it's great for the ones that are just going out, that they'll be able to hear about some of this and know a little more about it before they experience it.
Your worldview will have shifted, your way of looking at life.
I've learned so far that God actually really does have a plan for my life, and that no matter if it's my dad speaking or Doug speaking, I've still learned a lot.
Jesus had been preaching his message all over where he lived at in many areas around.
Part of our training was to present the gospel. We had been working here, practicing a few times how we were going to share the gospel.
So that we make a presentation to kids that doesn't have a lot of Americanisms, it doesn't have a lot of things that we've learned in our particular culture.
We hiked down about a mile to a local school.
That was awesome to be able to go. First of all, the walk there was really interesting because we got to see several neighborhoods on our way, to see the Nicaraguan culture firsthand.
So we're very, very poor. It makes you just so grateful for the blessings that God has given you. So when we arrived there, all the kids were just so excited and so happy to see us. So excited that we were going to actually serve them their lunch that day. And we actually got to, while they were eating, we could tell them about Christ and about the gospel.
Feeding the children was really emotional. Let's just say I'm glad I brought my sunglasses because it's different than back in the States. They're very thankful. They don't have the same things that we have, and yet you wouldn't know the difference.
And that makes me very happy to be here with you because you remind me of my children.
I'm usually really good about translating in front of a whole bunch of people, but it's definitely a big difference. Once you have to come up with words on your own and be funny at the same time.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome experience for me. I've had a lot of experience witnessing, but it was an awesome experience.
There was one more group that didn't have a presenter, and Chris had already done it twice, and they asked me if I wanted to do it, and I didn't want to turn down the opportunity, even though I wasn't really expecting to present it. And so while everybody was watching me, I presented the gospel message, and I was very nervous, but it was so rewarding.
Most of them did a really good job. You could tell some of them were really nervous, and it was their first time really talking to a group of people about Jesus. So they were a little nervous, but I thought they all did really good.
It was rewarding for me to see them step forward, step out, and they did it with flying colors. It was just a great thing to see.
What are we doing today? We're going surfing. This is what we're really learning at boot camp right here.
We also wanted boot camp to be a fun experience. We're having outing days where we go surfing, just ways to physically train as well, not just spiritually train.
Mark and Doug, who are excellent surfers, kind of taught some of us how to surf.
Some folks had never surfed in their life, and they got on a board and we pushed them into a wave.
It was actually my first time too. And I actually stood up and caught actually 2 waves.
Seems like we had a lot of injuries.
And then I kind of got up on my knees and got caught in the wave. Both my legs got tangled in the rope and I busted my nose really hard and there was blood everywhere.
I had one really good ride on my knees all the way in, but when I tried to stand up, I came off hard and my knee popped. And it was very painful and swollen and bruised for a while. but it's doing much better now. But I did enjoy the experience.
It took a little bit to get used to, but I really, really enjoyed it.
Black man surfing.
How was it?
Baby!
Was that your first time?
First time ever. Ever.
At the end of the day, you know, nobody was hurt too badly. It was fun.
Let's get up! Come on, you ladies!
We called it boot camp partly so that we could get across the idea of physical training.
Get back in line. Don't you ever be late to my formation again, son.
So every morning people are up at 5:30. We're out gathering together at 6, and then we have an hour of exercise.
Did I say move, son? Did I say move, son? Son, did I say move? I said I would hand you the map, and then you do that. You got that? I don't think you ready for this. Jesus said you move when I tell you to move. You don't move when you want to move. Don't worry about our attack dog. What you filming me for, girl? What's your problem, huh? What you got a problem here, girl? What's your problem? Get your mat and start exercising. You're not feeling the burn, are you? Wait, oh no. Hey, there you go. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Believe it or not, if you follow me all the way, you just did 100 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming.
Well, when we got here, we discovered that donations had been made from the states of clothing, but they hadn't been sorted.
So we brought it all into this big room. It just filled up half the room, and we had to unload it, take it out of the bags, and sort it according to its group.
We were the middlemen to help see it get sorted so that it can be properly distributed, and that was just a blessing to be able to see what God is providing for the people who don't have as much.
Wow, there was a lot of clothes that we sorted. I didn't think there was going to be that many clothes, but the whole floor was covered. And I pretty much sorted probably, no joke, 1,000 pair of men's underwear.
There was a lot of underwears in there. And of course me, I had to try some of them on on top of my pants. And
This is a job of a translator.
I mean, that's probably the most underwear I've ever seen.
Some people didn't think that we could actually fit into here. And we can. Totally proved them wrong.
It was like the never-ending pile of clothing. It just kept going on and on and on. But we got it done finally. It took all day.
It would seem to be such a menial task, and yet somehow when we all got together as a team and did it, it was fun and rewarding. It was good.
Coming up, the team heads north for an outreach in the town of Hinotega, and a mountain hike pushes some of the team to their limits.
Hello, I'm Ian Skelly, producer and one of the missionographers here at All Over the World. We have enjoyed bringing you along with us on all of our adventures and showing you what God is doing around the globe. Our goal is not only to challenge and inspire young people to consider missions as a life choice, but also to bless the missionaries that we feature. That is why we as missionographers provide our services, and the television stations that air all over the world donate airtime. But none of this would be possible without the help of viewers like you. Your support is vital, and it can help change the lives of so many. Will you partner with us? Your donations will help us to continue to share God's love to those who have not yet heard. And with all of us giving our time and resources, we can make a difference. So join in on the adventure by calling the number on your screen, or visit our website at www.aotw.tv. Thank you for making a difference.
Nicaragua is still recovering from almost 20 years of civil war, and 2 of its 4 million people are children less than 15 years old. Many children try to find ways to survive by roaming the streets begging, and many become victims of abuse. Globe International's Missionary Bootcamp is training new missionaries to reach out to kids just like these.
Missions is important. You know, just because we're in the 21st century doesn't mean that the Great Commission is finished. There's still people who have never heard the gospel. There's still places where there is no church that could possibly reach the people. It's only going to take our efforts. It's going to take us intentionally doing something to fulfill the Great Commission that Jesus gave us. It wasn't the great suggestion. It wasn't even the great idea. It was the purpose of the church to go into all the world and make a difference by making disciples.
Since I'm a missionary's child and I was raised on the mission field, I would like for young people to be able to sense the difference that their life can make in another culture.
Sandy Carter, the ministry here, has 2 orphanages. She has one that's about 4 hours away up in the mountains, Hinotega. One day our task was to go up there and just to spend some time with the kids. We went up there for a couple days.
The ride up there is just absolutely beautiful. To me, that was, I haven't seen all of Nicaragua, but that is the Nicaragua at its finest.
The drive up there was crazy. The roads are anything but normal.
That's Chavez right there. Which one? One that has the Venezuela flag on it. That's craziness. Wow.
There, we got stopped by the cops on the way up. He had to check everything out, make sure it was normal, I guess.
They pulled us over, and now the man is over there next to the police car with the sticker pulled off of the police vehicle.
So I think he just saw a big bus full of foreigners and kind of raised some eyebrows.
We got to Hinotega. That's just a beautiful place there. They have a nice facility set aside for an orphanage.
The children there, their smiles, their excitement towards the people was just, it made you just kind of be like, wow, this is exciting.
We got to just spend some time with the kids. They put on a performance for us, which was really great.
It was so cute, and it just brought tears to my eyes a lot while I was there, but it was a really good experience.
I love all of the kids, and I love that they have a place.
It's always good to go back and have the kids all calling your name and knowing you, and they always come up to you and they talk to you about the things they've done. So I like going to the orphanage. I have pretty good friends over there, actually.
Si este centro no estuviera aquí,
well, if this center hadn't been here,
o los demás, ¿verdad?
Or others,
estos niños aún estuvieran en las calles.
They would probably be out in the streets.
So we love it when groups can come in, like the team that came in. Because they can give some individual attention to the children, play games with them and just talk to them, read a book to them. Anything is great because the children are they just eat it up, that personal attention.
Well, I know Jesus loved me and God loved me too, and I know Jesus gave me this place for living here.
Que son amables y que son amables de Dios y que Dios los va a querer a todos, de todo el mundo y de la gente de aquí que está aquí en este centro.
They're all really nice and God's going to love them and He's going to love all the world and people around us.
Adios.
Thank you. Bye.
While we were there, we had the opportunity to hike a large mountain that's there behind the orphanage.
Here we go again.
We climbed a mountain, very hard. The obstacle course is like a piece of cake now. Not even worried about that.
And the hike was so long and so treacherous, and we fell down a few times, and Rachel had a little bit of trouble getting up there, but in the end she conquered it. She conquered her biggest fear of climbing something so high.
I'm the king of the world.
getting up there and seeing the magnificent view up there from about the lake up there, it was probably the most gorgeous thing I've seen in a very long time.
It was a great experience all the way around, and it was wonderful in that it offered a different venue and a different experience for these guys.
This boot camp would help anybody, either with discipline, with teamwork, with self-sacrifice, with seeing what it's like in another culture.
If you feel like this is what God is calling you to do, you know, don't just put it back and, you know, put it in a closet somewhere and wait until, you know, until you're 80 years old, you know, and decided that you were supposed to be a missionary. You know, just get out there and try it. You know, you'll never know until you try it.
It's a big challenge, but you know, you learn things that you would never learn in America.
But anybody can be a missionary. Doesn't matter, even if you're not a leader, you can come and you can serve. And that's really what the people here really need. They need people to come and help and to serve and to be their friend.
We feel like we have to be comfortable in the situation, and you know, he's just kind of revealed to me that he didn't suffer for our comfort. You know, that there's going to be some things involved in our calling. There's not always going to be comfortable.
What I would like to say to kids was that if your heart's willing and you sense God calling you to go to the mission field or to invest in another country, another culture, that, yeah, it's a great job. It's a great way to spend your life.
So anybody that's considering missions, you need to find a way to get better training. Boot camp is a great way for young folks to think about and get ready to do cross-cultural missions.
The Globe Boot Camp is a tremendous opportunity to both study and learn about missions, as well as to experience and serve in missions. And I highly recommend it to anybody who has an interest in missions in any form to come and experience it for 2 weeks.
In our next episode, it's week 2 of Missionary Boot Camp, with new challenges and a new drill instructor.
I can't breathe.
Line up, let's go, let's go!
We're all on a mission, whether that mission is in the States or whether that mission takes you to a foreign country. We're all on a mission, and we need to make sure that we finish well.
To learn more about Globe International's Missionary Boot Camp and how you can enlist, visit www.aotw.tv. We are looking for young people who have a heart for the lost to reach the world with the gospel of Christ. Would you like a DVD copy of today's show? All Over the World is great for youth groups, missions teams, and outreach adventurers. To get your copy, visit us on the web at www.aotw.tv. A portion of all proceeds will go to support ministries around the globe.